for yourself. And to the end of every time, you'll be there one day.
Today's video is a three-parter because there's a lot of important information I've been wanting to get to. It's hard to get to it, especially with all this Trump stuff. And also, it's just really not worth doing full-length videos on this stuff when my channel is not getting noticed. So I got to get to this important stuff here that I want people to hear about. A message to Durianrider, a message to Freelee and her fans. That's first up. Freelee made a video a few weeks back recommending cold showers. And I disagree with this. It's all theory. There's no actual proof of any psychological benefits. And in fact, in her video, she didn't really get into any of that. She basically just says it's good for you and it makes you feel good. Now that last part is true. I've experienced this myself. You feel physically good. And I think that's because when your skin cools down, it becomes uninflamed. Any inflammation goes away and you feel really comfortable. But you can get this effect without shocking your system with cold showers. And the main reason this is bad for you, I don't need to go looking up science to find any proof. It's pretty common sense. When you do this, you feel a shock. This is bad for your nerves, your nervous system, your heart, and your muscles. As a matter of fact, there's a warning to the recommendation of cold showers that you shouldn't do this if you have heart problems. Well, if you do this every day, you could end up with heart problems. But you can cool off your skin temperature without taking cold showers. You can take cool showers. You want to do it gradually, without the shock. Now here's what I think is the least shocking way of going. And it doesn't waste any water trying to warm up the water. You stand alongside the shower, put your hands in the water, and you rub the water all over you. And by the time you're done with that, your skin has cooled down a little bit, and that's cooling off your skin gradually. Then you put parts of your body into the shower. Rubbing while you're doing that helps a lot. Now I've done this just to cool down because it gets really hot here, and I don't want to waste electricity on air conditioning. I get my body temperature cooled down a lot so I can sleep. And I've also noticed that I just feel really, really good. And I also have something like restless leg syndrome, and I have found that this helps with that a lot. It just chills out your nerves.
Not my president! 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 Not my president!
The second topic. Now this is advice for anybody, although I've seen it applied to men a lot. And that's probably because, like I said in a video like 2 months ago, I think that most women could get into a relationship no matter what they look like. But I don't think that's true for men, or it's much harder. It's about how people have a lot of trouble with relationships, dating, and marriage. There is a solution that most people don't consider. Harley and Freelee broke up a few months ago. It's ironic that I was envious of their relationship because it looked so perfect, especially since my lifestyle's a lot like Durianrider's. And then it turns out it wasn't so perfect. And now I have the same advice for both of them, and basically anybody. And for people who have a lot of trouble in this area, there's a solution that most people don't consider because they think it's difficult. And that is to stop. Just like people think veganism is difficult too, to stop eating meat. But it's not difficult. You simply have to remove meat from your environment, and then it's not on the mind. Same thing for a sexual relationship. Remove meat from your environment, and it's not on your mind. I was just looking at my notes that I had made for a full-length video. Under one of Durianrider's videos, someone mentioned to him to check out the men's group, MGTOW. I like this name. I like what that stands for because it doesn't put down women, and it sounds positive, and it describes the way I've been living for a long time. It stands for Men Go Their Own Way. Again, I suggest even women go their own way and just not have relationships. I found someone on the internet attacking this group, calling us arrogant. Does that sound familiar to the vegans out there? Yeah, you should be arrogant if you need to. And again, a correlation with veganism. This guy focuses on the extremists in the group, which there always are. Let's see my comments to that guy. I don't get rejected because I don't create that circumstance. Yeah, it's true I never got addicted. It appears Harley and Freelee did, of course, like most people. And that's why they jumped into seeing a bunch of other people all of a sudden. But you're going to have the same problems. Maybe worse. Living the loner lifestyle is a good way to go. Again, someone's talking about how happy Freelee is. And I said in a video, she's acting happy. Most of their videos, notice they don't really seem happy. A lot of people don't seem happy. But see, I do. That's something unusual about my videos. There's another guy I just remembered on YouTube who seems happy. It's the Vegetable Police. And recently I found out he's a loner too. And his channel is as funny as mine is. Okay, I'm sure you're wondering this one big question. What do you do about no sex? Well, it's actually easier than it sounds. To quote the show Third Rock from the Sun, we make do. The main drive for people is that they simply want to feel good. Well, there's a lot of other ways to feel good. Ways you don't do because you're so busy in a relationship. Notice most people don't listen to music. Well, I say bring back music. That is the best high I've ever had. It completely changes your mental state. And I know all you internet vegans don't watch TV, but there are some benefits to TV. Of course, most of it's crap that you should avoid. But there's a whole bunch of great movies out there. And they really expand your feeling that you're living full. They already know about exercise. And I hear that sports is really good. Lifting weights. It seems like a lot of those guys on that site lift weights. And I have a theory that it's easier to build muscle. When people look back, they usually say that they shouldn't have had kids. Roseanne Barr says this, and she says, have a larger life than that, than the way most people live. And they would also say the same thing about the relationships that are over. Free yourself of the chase, and especially men are like second-class citizens.
Oh, you're a loser.
I just realized a lot of coincidences in the 3 parts of my video, and they are coincidences. I was working on my 3rd part, and I noticed that it kind of fits in here. Because the jerks in part 3 are also the type of man that women like, go for, have kids with, and then jerks spread through the world. I think that's what happened. They could be called the alpha males. Now there's a reason why women specifically should not have these kind of relationships or get married or have kids. And this is a big reason why all those relationships have problems, although women have their own issues too. Okay, part 3. As you might know, I took part in one of the protests a few days ago. I had some interesting experiences that I filmed. Here is the bulk of my footage.
Not my president! Not my president!
Who's protesting?
We're all jaywalking. hasn't even been advertised to the people yet. It's all a big scam.
Our top story tonight, hundreds of Valley residents turn out to protest the presidential election in downtown Palm Springs.
USA, no Trump, no KKK, no racist.
This was the scene in Palm Springs Saturday night.
We're protesting Donald Trump being elected as our president.
Organizers calling the election a major setback to minorities, women, the LGBT community, intellectualism, and common decency.
We don't stand for any racism. We don't stand for Islamophobia. We don't stand for xenophobia. We don't stand for misogyny. We won't stand for it, and we're here to protect you.
Some in attendance calling for election reform.
The popular vote was for Hillary, and it was the Electoral College votes that went for Trump.
USSR, Donald Trump! USSR, Donald Trump!
I didn't know. I thought this was... He says, I didn't know. He said...
So I came across this old woman, and at this point I'd started looking to see if any of the bystanders were doing things, sending any kind of messages to us. And this was kind of hard to tell, but I noticed her hand, and her middle finger was sticking out. But sometimes that just happens. But considering she's old and white and was just like standing there for no reason, I'd say that she was flipping us off. Not only is this rude, but at her age it is extremely juvenile. And again, like all the other Trump heads, it serves no productive purpose. They're not helping anything.
We can change the Electoral College.
To make an international statement.